Hikaru shakes his head, couldn't find a way out of the checks. Magnus snatches a draw from the jaws of defeat there. Wow.
Yeah, Hikaru's probably a bit unhappy about that. He was up major material, but Magnus is showing off the mouse speed now. He's improving. I think the more games he plays, the faster he gets in crunch time.
Yeah, he's keeping up the speed. That's been the one thing you wonder if he was going to be able to do. He did it with Danya, did it with Alireza. Will he maintain speed against Hikaru? This game he's down 5 seconds, and Hikaru also looking pretty good. Did he just win the exchange for free? I think he did. That's easy money.
He's up a pawn right now, and he's pushing his pawns. Oh, this is a knight and bishop. This just doesn't look good for black. But if anyone can weasel their way out, it feels like Magnus. He's good in these endgames.
E3 and C3. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't an exchange with a pawn. I was hallucinating there, but ultimately white is still much better. And the fact that Hikaru is also up, 14 seconds on the clock.
It sound right, boys.
In fact, Magnus just resigned. Just like that, we have our first decisive game of the match. Hikaru Nakamura with a 1-game lead.
Yeah, Magnus says, I cannot look at that position anymore. You outplayed me. Good work, and now it's back to the drawing board. The openings, I feel like we haven't seen anything of note thus far. They're dabbling in different lines, but you know, sometimes we know we're going to get a Berlin match, or we're going to see one side out-prep the other. It's just a bunch of jockeying right now.
Agreed, but I will say the one thing we also haven't seen is sometimes Hikaru will play we'll call them the dubious Hikaru specials, right? Where he'll play the B3 stuff or play the openings he knows objectively aren't great, because he's so comfortable with them and he knows he can outplay people anyway. I don't think he's messing around with kind of dubious openings against Magnus, Robert. I think that's one thing we've seen. Although
that was a mistake for Magnus. Apparently it was almost winning for him. And now suddenly black is the side for choice. Black has the bishop pair and isn't losing material. Please take me, says Magnus. I want to hit both your rooks. And Hikaru says, absolutely not.
It sound right, boys.
Play just like that for no time. I don't know.
Magnus, for like the 5th time today, is sacrificing exchange in a great way. Look at this position. He has a bishop and 2 pawns for rook. He also has the healthier king. It connects forward. I win.
Well, I'll say the other thing he has is an edge on the clock for the first time on the right. As we say that he blunders. Is there some sort of mate?
It's mate.
G5 is coming and it's mate. Hikaru has the sap.
And then his pawn should go. Just push the F pawn. G5. Oh, and then he gets behind the pawn first, and then chases it down. That was well played. Good technique. 5 extra seconds on the clock for Magnus.
It sound
yeah,
right,
Hikaru
boy.
takes one of the pawns, but it's not enough. Freddy's going to get frisky on the F file, and Magnus is going to level things up in this game unless something wild happens. He also has a huge edge on the clock. I think was maybe the biggest turnaround of all, Robert, in this game. Magnus was leading on the clock, wire to wire.
And did you see that? Magnus with king e3, he gave up his pawn, so it was objectively a bad move, but he's playing faster, and Hikaru expected the pawn to push, so he pre-moved his rook up, and that's why Magnus was able to steal that rook in the game. So it's 2-2, and that means we are level once more, just like at the start. And again, they're playing a quiet line, almost as if they're playing each other in a classical match.
Yeah, agreed. It's high-level opening chess, quiet lines, and there's 40 now, just under 40 minutes on the clock. So we got a lot of chess here. We've got 55,000 of you tuning in across all platforms. Don't go anywhere. The fun has just begun on this Friday. I don't know if we're going to get overtime chess, but we're going to get an epic clash no matter what.
Well, Hikaru is going to get a pawn-up advantage because he just stole one of those double isolated pawns in the center. But White's pawn structure not healthy, but who cares how healthy it is when you're up 2 of them?
Yeah. A couple of doubled but passed pawns feels good. Hikaru rebounding here. That loss he just had. Yeah. By the way, again, look at the edge on the clock. This has been an interesting match so far, Robert. It feels like the decisive games, at least, I know we had a couple draws, the decisive games have been very one-sided, right? Like, once one player's not just winning on the board, they're dominating on the clock, and the other guy has to go back to the drawing board. Magnus just resigns.
Yeah, you're right. 100% right. And also, they're switching off who has the lead on the clock. In some earlier matches, one player always jets out to a huge time advantage, and then the other player catches up. Here, they're trading off victories, they're trading off time advantages, and they're also switching up their openings. And Magnus, he did play this style in the game that he won 2 ago, and Hikaru says, if you're going to go for this again, I'm ready, and I'm stealing a pawn in the center.
Yeah, great. By the way, that vote I had earlier, there were 5,000 votes from the YouTube chat, which was 52% Hikaru Nakamura. But then we have several thousand from Twitch, and it's 58% Hikaru Nakamura. So interesting, both Twitch and YouTube slightly favoring Hikaru in this match, and Hikaru, again, be favored in this position.
Yeah, because Rook D5 was such a superb move there by Hikaru. And Magnus, he's only down one pawn, and he's trading off queenside pawns. If he can trade off the remaining queenside pawns, he has a draw. But Hikaru, he's too smart to do that. He brings his king in, and that should be that with his king and rook pressure the C2 pawn.
Yeah, although Magnus still made this was awkward. This is awkward. Okay, can you just take Q2? No, because C4 check would have won the rook. That's right. Wow, what a weird turnaround there. Here comes Magnus with the C1.
And the clock is even, which means that mistakes might happen. But the B pawn is both queening, but you win the house for black here, and that means that Hikaru has the upper hand, and I think we'll see our first 2-point margin.
Yeah, Hikaru. No, that was Hikaru Nakamura number 3. That's the confident nod, followed by the duck lips. Flip it and ship it, everybody. First Hikaru Nakamura facial expression we can easily catalog. Like this. He likes it. He likes it.
Oh, Danny, I miss commentating with you, so I'm glad we got the Hikaru facial reader with us today. But Hikaru's a beast. I think no matter what his face tells us, his play tells us that he is just desperate to win this event. Not because he's not the better player, but just because he really wants his title. Uh-oh.
Yep. Something happened there. There was a blunder. Was knight f4 check possible for Magnus?
I think first.
No, because
before he brought the queen.
Okay. Knight f4 and then queen in. You win the knight with check. Okay. Magnus misplays that. You can't miss opportunities like that against Hikaru. As we said, he's the king when it comes to this format, and you don't get many chances to swing at him. So Magnus missed an opportunity there. We're of course lucky. We have the eval bar. I mean, again, no shame in saying that. That's the truth. But yeah, if this one ends in a draw, Hikaru maintains his 2-game lead.
It's very even, but Hikaru is up a few seconds. So black is more active pieces, but Hikaru has more time with white. And this bishop now is terrible. It's locked in here. That might have been a bad decision, but the knight also is stuck. Both pieces can't move.
Yeah. What is going on with this position? Okay, I think Hikaru just settles on the... Oh, okay, yeah, that's literally a draw for as well. That was funny. It was mutual trapping.
It takes me back to Hikaru on ICC beating the bots. You get positions just like this, close it down, and then flag the bots. But here, Magnus was repeating enough times. We see some little smile there, and a draw is a fair result, but a good one for Hikaru keeps his lead.
It's funny because I think a lot of people just don't appreciate some of these skills Hikaru has. These aren't accidental. These were trained. We always joke Hikaru was raised on ICC, right? And he was a human who was beating bots when bots were first entering the online chess servers, and he figured out strategies to beat computers, which is really mind-blowing when you think about it. And that's one of the reasons he is so resourceful, so pesky, and tricky on the online formats.
This position, I have to say, at first glance, it looks really good for white. The black king feels less safe than the white king, and the bishop is out, but the king slid to the corner, and now the black king is being hunted.
Yeah, Magnus wants a victory. He needs to turn it around, bring it back within a game. Looks like he's on pace. Hikaru gives the head shake. Not over yet, but Magnus should get this one. Black king is wide open. You just got to figure out a way to break through it for Magnus.
Yeah, queen d5, queen d7 looks like a good way to do just that. He can take it. He does and bring the queen in. I think white can bring the queen to f7 and then push this pawn.
Yeah. Hikaru trying to make things... Oh, you got queen g1, c1 queen. Outside chance of perpetual.
Oh, the queen! Oh, queen f7! Take it!
Oh.
I take the second time.